sure everything's up and running properly. How's everybody doing? Alright. Alrighty, what's going on, Retroversians and Arcadians, even that the globe and the universe and everything itself? My name is Retro Scorpion, speaking here on the Retroverse Excel channel. Your host, your master of the Retroverse, straight out of New England, New Hampshire area. State next door to the state that holds Boston, which is Massachusetts, but obviously I'm from New Hampshire. But I hope everyone's doing good. Let's get started with our low gameplay. We have a couple of drink choices, one bottle left of ginger beer, got some Boston tea sitting over there. So I got my prized Boston lager Samuel Adams had sitting over there. And actually I repurposed to sit over there. Samuel Adams Boston lager hat to sit over there. Without further ado, let's get started. So, I'm going to turn this up a bit in hopes that it will pick up our audio. So, one could hope, I guess. Nice. Okay. So, okay. And there we go. Alright, let's go ahead and open up a thing here. So, let's open up our little display capture real quick. We need to go to our Liberty Kids. I also need to turn down my desktop bars. That's not too loud in my ears, eh? And 21 will do, eh? Let's go to Liberty Kids. Hi, who? I'll turn this down. Well, man, let's see if I can pick our little audio. Check 1, check 2, check 1, check 2. We've already practically fixed our shit. Yeah. Hey, old wolf. Hey, old wolf, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. How you doing, old wolf? Good to see you. Boy. No game company says on there.
As the end of the 18th century approaches, a tidal wave of change is poised to engulf the American colonies. There is a battle brewing to decide the fate of the colonies, as the country is split between loyalists, patriots, and those who remain undecided. Soldiers, spies, Indians, farmers, statesmen, and townsfolk have many different ideas, perspectives, and motivations behind the American Revolution. The coming years will be ones of conflict, hardship, hope, and I pray victory. The forging of a great nation cannot take place without dedication, determination, and sacrifice. Oh, and my name? My name is Benjamin Franklin. Duty calls me now to London, England, where I must wage a war of words with the British government. But I leave my Philadelphia print shop in capable hands.
You're welcome,
My
old
assistant,
wolf.
Moses, whom I have taught everything I know about journalism and the running of a newspaper. Oh yes, and his two young apprentices, Sarah Phillips and James Hiller, who must learn how to work together to separate truth from hearsay, as they pursue the most complete and accurate story for the Pennsylvania Gazette. As other voices try to sway the people to their point of view, it is only by excellence in reporting that the Gazette will be a successful and compelling voice for freedom and liberty.
This is nice. The fact that this is a thing, you know.
As reporters, you'll have to ask the right questions and get the facts and opinions that make the most accurate and interesting story. As a matter of fact, an exciting assignment has just come in. You'll find it over on the bulletin board.
Here we go.
If there is a new assignment on the bulletin board, you can investigate that story. If there is no new assignment, finish working on your current story. You can also select a finish. This is a copy of your published newspaper. Select the print button to print it out. If there is a new assignment on the... This is just in. There are rumors that a very significant document has been drafted. It declares the colonies independent of Britain.
That's treason. The writers of that document will surely pay a dear price.
No, Sarah. The writers of that document are courageous believers in the cause of freedom. Their words will spur the colonists to action.
This may be a defining moment in history. As reporters, your job is to find out the facts about the Declaration. I know I can count on you to talk to a variety of different people. We need all the details. You need to determine the who, what, when, and where behind the writing of the Declaration of Independence. And don't forget that we need thorough reporting. Be sure to get at least 2 viewpoints regarding why people think independence is being declared. And if at all possible, try to make one of them Thomas Jefferson. He should have some strong ideas about independence.
I want to know why he thinks we can't reach a solution that will allow us to remain British subjects.
Americans have acted independently for some time now. This just makes it official.
I can tell you're going to find some differences of opinion out there. The questions you need to ask are in your notebook. Don't forget to listen for the quotes that contain the most accurate and complete information. Good luck, and Godspeed.
Philadelphia is the most populous community in these British colonies.
You're correct, James. I hope you keep in mind that these are British colonies, not independent states.
Well, if your king wanted us to remain his subjects, he shouldn't have imposed taxes on us without our consent.
Alright, who's this?
Mr. Dickinson, it's a privilege to meet you.
I just don't understand. Why are you against independence?
James, don't be rude. James would like you to help him understand your points of view. Isn't that right, James?
We want to ask you some questions.
Please?
I do want the public to understand why I would have preferred to continue negotiating with Britain rather than declaring independence. In fact, I must write just such a letter to Congress, but I'm afraid I don't have any paper. Would you be able to get some for me?
Of course.
Could that be Charles Dickens, as in Charles Dickinson, the writer of Christmas Carol? Well, we'll see.
This is Chestnut Street, so this room is where the First Continental Congress met.
In September of 1774.
James, I find your habit of interrupting me
Remarkably informative?
Oh, that's terrible.
John Dunlap's print shop is on this road. I've heard rumors that he'll be printing the broadside copies of the Declaration. These large sheets will be seen throughout the colonies right away.
If Congress votes to accept the document. I'm shocked that it's come to this.
The fact.
Aren't you Mary Catherine Goddard? Hasn't your newspaper openly expressed the colonists' desire for freedom?
I've read your paper as well, but I believe it's published in Baltimore. What brings you to Philadelphia?
I'm visiting a printer here. I've brought him a printer's mallet.
Can we ask you a few questions?
Unfortunately, I've misplaced the printer's mallet I brought from Baltimore. I'll have to locate it before I can help you.
This calls for some Boston tea, guys. This calls for some Boston tea. Boston tea pack. Except we've already done that one. Not the same. No, not the same guy. Nah. Are we going the right directions? So we would have to go this way, probably.
Look, there's the State House.
Do you think the Second Continental Congress is meeting right now?
Well, there's certainly one way to find out.
I'd like to scramble up that tower and ring the Liberty Bell in the name of freedom.
I think your actions would be a bit premature, James. And immature. They're not meeting right now.
But I feel as if I can...
A quill pen.
So we found our first item of sorts. Although none of these people are talkable.
Jefferson's taken a flat somewhere along this street. A bottle of ink. The door to the flat is locked.
It smells like a fine dinner is being prepared somewhere. I imagine that this tavern has witnessed some interesting debates.
It smells like this tavern.
John Adams? You've served in both the First and Second Continental Congresses.
It would...
Many wealthy people own pocket watches.
John Dickinson supports resistance to British taxation, but he still hopes for reconciliation. He's written me a most important letter. Can you retrieve it from him for me?
John Adams. Samuel Adams. So we have to get something from John Dickens. But there's a problem. John Dickens needs paper, unfortunately. So we have to find a way to get that paper. So we just, alright, so that does that. So what happens? Huh?
The door to the flat is...
Okay, so what exactly do we do in this situation, eh? So, so there gotta be other ways of, the means of, no, that leads us back. Uppies. The dark is working out. Doesn't look like.
Hello, aren't you John Hancock?
The president of the Second Continental Congress.
Yes, that's me.
John
There's
Hancock.
much excitement here in Philadelphia. Can we trouble you for an interview?
I must make this important document official. I must find a seal, unless you can help me. Do you think you might be able to locate a seal for me?
Great. More bullshit artistry. We need a seal? I mean, so that way. So are we going the right directions?
John Dunlap publishes the Pennsylvania Packet in...
That's the paper we need.
This paper.
Now we know that guy Dickinson needs,
Where do you think this...
We can only carry 4 items at a time. A printer's mallet used for pressing a sheet of...
that's what she needed. 100%.
We've wandered to the outskirts of Philadelphia. Maybe we ought to turn around. Look, We've walked quite a long way.
The Union Jack.
Unfortunately, I've misplaced the printer. Thank you for locating this printer's mallet. Please ask me whatever you wish. As a fellow journalist, I understand the importance of interview.
Who is involved in the drafting of the Declaration of Independence?
You know, I'm not altogether certain, but it's about time we became a free and independent nation.
Okay.
About all I can tell you is that I support the decision, regardless of who made it.
What are some of the main ideas contained in the Declaration of Independence?
I haven't seen the contents yet. Maybe one day soon I will. I hope to print the document one day.
Yeah, she ain't gonna do.
I've heard a few rumors, but as journalists...
She's no help. 100% no help. Wait.
A seal used to make...
Ah, I see. So that's where the seal went, eh?
The door to the flat is...
John Dickinson supports resistance to British taxation, but he still hopes for reconciliation.
So that's not where that guy is meant to be.
The door to the flat is locked.
So where do we go? Then straightforward. Ah.
I must make this important document official. Now it's official. Thank you so much. I'd be happy to let you interview me now.
Yes. You're getting points. Alright, now let's hit the hoop.
Who is involved in the drafting of the Declaration of Independence?
Well, the names of those involved are being kept secret to protect them. You realize they're risking their lives, their fortunes, and their honor. It won't do any harm to tell you that Thomas Jefferson wrote the first draft, since Congress as a whole is now debating it.
What are some of the main ideas contained in the Declaration of Independence?
Congress wishes for us to keep the details of the document secret until it's entirely finished. I can tell you that a portion of the document dissolves all ties between the colonies.
Where was the Declaration of Independence written?
The document was written in more than one location. Jefferson wrote the first draft in his apartment. The final changes to the Declaration were made at the State House. It all happened right here in Philadelphia. The document was written in more than one location. Jefferson wrote the first draft in his apartment. The final changes to the Declaration were made at the State House. It all happened right here in Philadelphia.
Why do you think the Congress decided to declare independence?
All of the events of the last few years have led to this decision. It's completely justified. We have a lengthy list of complaints against the king that need to be stated once and for all.
Let's hit the where. I mean, we already got the where. When
was it decided to declare independence?
It's probably best I not divulge what I know. Congress has imposed secrecy on all of us, so I hesitate to tell you anything. I will tell you this. The resolution to declare independence was made and voted on June 7th, 1776. A committee was appointed on June 11th and began to draft the document immediately.
Okay, we're done. Now what do I do? Now we've done everything here. Now this is
I do want the public to understand why I would have preferred. Thank you for bringing me this paper. Here now. I'll place the letter to Congress on this stone wall. Please take it to John Adams so he may present it to Congress. Before you go, though, I'd like to answer your questions.
Who is involved in the drafting of the Declaration of Independence?
None of those involved were very willing to work for a compromise with Great Britain, that's for certain. They're members of Congress who, I fear, have not thought through the consequences of declaring independence.
What are some of the main ideas contained in the Declaration of Independence?
The document contains danger.
Yeah, he's no use to us, eh? Alright, I know exactly where we need to go.
The door to the flat is locked.
So where do we go to find John? Oh wait, oh. So where do we go? Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Hello again.
So,
A letter, and secured with a red wax seal.
John Dickinson supports Thank you for bringing me this letter. If you want to get a full picture of recent events, you must speak with Thomas Jefferson. He's quite busy, so I'll send a message requesting that he grant you an interview. But first, go ahead and ask me any questions you'd like.
The main guy wants
Jefferson's flat.
A quiet retreat to focus on penning the words of freedom.
Or as some might call them, treason.
Thomas Jefferson of Virginia? I've read some of the eloquent pamphlets you published.
I too admire the eloquence of your words, but your ideas frighten me.
Words are powerful tools.
We'd like to ask you some questions.
Before I speak with you, I need to complete some correspondence, but I'm running low on ink. Could you locate another bottle for me?
Damn it, we don't... Hold on.
A bottle of...
Before I speak with you,
If we need some help, we can all...
A fresh bottle of ink. Now I can finish my writing. How can I help you?
Who is involved in the drafting of the Declaration of Independence?
Yes, I do know who was involved in drafting the document, but I'm in rather a hurry at the moment. I'm really quite busy, though I do believe it's important that the colonists remain informed. Quickly now, write this down. Tell them that the Second Continental Congress appointed a committee to draft the document. Now, I originally tried to convince John Adams to write the draft.
I love the person they used for the voice acting of Thomas Jefferson. This is lovely.
What are some of the main ideas contained in the Declaration of Independence?
I don't know that I should reveal all that's in it, but I will tell you that Congress has mutilated my original draft and removed several sections I believe are important. The Declaration of Independence states that the colonies are free and independent states, that all political connection between them and Britain is dissolved, and that they have full power to levy war, form alliances, and establish commerce.
Clapbacks.
When was it decided to declare independence?
I'm sorry I can't help you. I've been working very hard since the decision was made, and I have no time to talk.
Where was the Declaration of Independence written?
I'd be happy to speak with you when I have a bit more time. I can tell you I spent hours composing the rough draft in my apartment here in Philadelphia. After I perfected it, I brought it to the committee at the State House for review.
Why do you think the Congress decided to declare independence?
Congress made a wise decision to choose this point in time to declare independence. Public opinion now supports the idea of independence following the publication of Thomas Paine's booklet, Common Sense.
And now we're a print shop.
Welcome back. I'm anxious to get all... Try to pick the...
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
Feedback appears below each of your quotes. Good work. This is the layout area, where you can make your newspaper front page look just the way you want before you print it out. Choose a sketch for your front page and type in a headline. Publish the paper once you are finished.
Hmm. Independence. Independence Day. I hope I'm spelling that correctly. Hold on. I'm just double checking my wording, guys. You have to forgive me. When I N D. Yep, I spelled independence right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
You need to select a sketch. This is the layout area, where you can make your newspaper front page.
Yes.
The Declaration of Independence declares that the colonies are now free and independent states. The United States of America has been born. We need to get this story into our readers' hands.
The fact that we did this.
Great job, you two. Don't forget to look at the chalkboard to see how many newspapers your story has sold. I'll send a copy over to Ben in Paris. If I can find a fast ship, it could get to him by the end of summer.
Well, it appears that the British are not too pleased about our Declaration of Independence. My French friends are impressed, however. Yet I fear that they are still hesitant to give us the help we desperately need. Though Washington is an inspiring leader, he has yet to win a battle. Without support from Congress, his ragtag army may leave him at any time.
Well, Sarah and James, things have been a little slow lately, haven't they? The weather is too cold and the roads well nigh impassable at Christmas time for any fighting to take place. And the miserable weather is echoed in the mood of the soldiers. From what I hear, they may desert Washington at any time.
Well, we need to be ready, just in case.
A big news story certainly could surprise us at any time.
As reporters, you'll have to ask the right questions and get the
Hold
facts.
on.
If there is a new assignment on the bulletin board, you can investigate that story. If there's no new assignment, finish working on your current story. Another exciting assignment has just come in. You'll find it over on the bulletin board.
Oh, so we did sell a ton, so that's really good. Nice, we're done. Later, guys.